A very good evening, everybody. This is Patricia and David, Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH 286, on yet another grey day. But whilst we have it grey, it has been 20 degrees all night and all day. So we're not complaining about the temperature here. We've got a bit of wind, actually more wind than some of the boats that left New Zealand yesterday and the day before have got out there in the ocean. 7 knots of nor-northwest, not much help to anybody, but at least it's better than nothing, and 1015.8 on the bar. But it looks like that blue sky is further away. It won't be around us for another couple of days by the look of it. So that's the story from here. No complaints really, but yeah, it would be nice to see some sunshine. Well, let's have a look at where the boats are. I'm going to call... start from the north, I think, tonight. Wild Orchid, then Laris, and then Moana Roa. Better call Wild Orchid first. At the rate they're going, they'll be there before we finish the net. Wild Orchid, Gulf Harbour. Wild Orchid might be out catching wahoo again. It sounds like people are having some good catches out there. Plenty of wahoo around. If anyone catches a marlin and it's got a lure in its mouth, you can pass that one back to Blue Oceans. Okay, let's go on to Laris, Gulf Harbour.
Gulf Harbour, this is Laris.
Yeah, good copy. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, good afternoon. Laris is 15 in Gravity Seas. I think the wind is as close to zero as possible to get, and we're slowly motoring in the direction of Minerva. Position is 2755 south, 17857 east.
Oh, you're going to go to Minerva. That's interesting. Yeah, there have been 2 or 3 boats there, but I haven't talked to them because, of course, Tonga is out of, or certainly closed to people. But anyway, you're at 2755 and 17857 with glassy seas. I suppose it's a blue sky as well, Tim. Over.
I'm sorry to say that, yes, it is, yes. We're actually planning to stop at Minerva Reef today. Once the exit, we could try and extend our trip.
Do you want to still talk? Yeah, well, David is just saying that he forgot about anyone going to Minerva, but I'm going to pass the microphone to see what he's got to say in your position anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, I did forget. Actually, I was just looking at you making the run directly to Fiji, so I'm sorry about that. And I was looking at tomorrow's position. I was guessing it would be about 25 degrees 30 minutes roughly, and the wind's still fairly light, better than what you've got now, east maybe about 10 to 15 knots. So when do you expect to get into Minerva? Over.
I think we're making it about 5 knots over the ground. I think, and I expect sometime on Thursday we'll reach that turning point, but we may much before that on
Thursday.
Oh, I think you said Thursday. Okay. Patricia's ears are a little bit better than mine. So, okay. When we chat with you tomorrow, I'll try to give an outlook for what's going on at Minerva. How many days do you reckon that you will be at Minerva? Over.
We want to stop in Minerva.
Just passing by. Passing by.
The scenic route.
Scenic route. He's going the scenic route.
The scenic route, yeah. Okay, fine. Well, I'll be talking about this in a minute, but there is a tropical depression that's formed up to the northwest. I'll cover that in a few minutes here. And it's possibly a trough from that might affect the Minerva area. But if you're just passing through, you probably will be okay. You might have to pass through a trough to get to Fiji, though, but we'll see. So we'll talk more tomorrow and see where you're actually at. Okay, any questions at all? Over?
No, that's all good info. Thank you. And for here, okay. This is Lawrence.
Yeah, gosh, if you get close, it's I would stop. We love Minerva because North Minerva is a great, well, you can catch anything with a bench spoon going through the pass there. We've never been in South Minerva, funnily enough. The timing's never been right, but those pictures from the reef in South Minerva look absolutely lovely. All right, clear with Laris, and let's try for Moana Roa, who's probably got his engine flat out too. I see that they've just been passed by Ankala, British boat. Moana Roa, Gulf Harbour. Yes, I've got good copy on you. It's a fantastic copy, actually, Richard. Go ahead. Yeah, I have you, and I think you're, unless the AIS is wrong, I think it says 176. Could you confirm your east position, please? Over. Sorry, could you repeat that? It was just a little bit blurred on the sound here. Go ahead again. Okay, I've got you at 2823 south, 17615 east, and you're steering 010 true with the engine on, variable sort of all over the show. Boy, it is light. You can hardly see a bar on the GFS, that's for sure, and it's sort of east at the moment. What is your motoring speed? I missed that. Over. Okay, oh, good chugging along there, and you'll get out of it eventually. I'm just going to pass the microphone to David.
Yeah, good evening, Richard. I got you tomorrow, if things go well, at about 26 degrees, 30 minutes. And the wind should be easterly quadrant, 10 to 15 knots, 15 plus. It could be a little bit higher than that. So that's an improvement, certainly, over what you have now. And Thursday, I've moved you up to 24 degrees south. And that's where we get a little bit of a shift in the winds. They're going to back. And we're looking at east-northeast, about 15 to 20, east-northeast, 15 to 20 knots. And I took the liberty of moving you Friday to 21 degrees, 30 minutes. See how close that comes out. Winds east to east-northeast, about 15 to 20 for Friday. Any questions? Over.
Yeah, you might as well.
All right, very fine. Well, since I've got the mic, I might as well talk about the general synoptic analysis. I mentioned the tropical depression, and that has formed. It has a number, 1111F, as in Foxtrot, and it's centered near, this is today about lunchtime, centered near about 13 degrees and 172 east. 172 east. You can expect, obviously, cyclonic winds, and these winds are in excess of 40 knots. 40 knots. There are numerous troughs that are emanating, just spreading out almost like a wagon wheel from the depression. One arcs over northern Vanuatu, and then there's another one that runs over Rotuma, so in other words, it's north of Fiji, goes on to north of Wallis, and continues to just north of Samoa. and continues on there. It starts to, the trough starts to go southeast from that point. So 11F itself is going to track, looks like south-southwest, so that by Friday it should be over central Vanuatu. And I do see a trough that's running to Fiji by about late Friday. So those in Fiji can expect rain and squalls Friday, Saturday, and at least through Wednesday, which I believe is the 25th, and possibly further out in the week. So it looks like it's going to be rainy and squally due to the depression. There are, from what we can gather, a number of folks are trying to get to the Lao on Saturday. Fairly light air. The air has backed a little bit, so it's in more of an easterly direction, which makes it easier to go east or southeast if you're going to the southern Lao. But anyhow, you need to take care and pay attention to what this depression or the troughs from it are going to do. The winds on Saturday look to be pretty light, like I said, from an easterly quadrant. Then they're slowly going to back to the northeast through the following week. Now the models are indicating light to fresh winds. However, I would expect winds to be gusting up to 30 knots in squalls, and of course with that is going to be poor visibility. So in summary on that, just take care and keep in touch with developments. We'll be following this, and we'll keep you up to date as to what is going on. Now, Fiji Met continues today for a strong wind warning for all Fiji waters. It's been like this now for a few days. So you could expect east to southeast winds 20 to 25 knots right through tomorrow. And their further outlook continues with these fresh to strong winds. So tomorrow, the next day, and probably the next day as well. So that's essentially your summary that I've got for you, and we'll see what things look like tomorrow. So I'll pass it over to Patricia. If you have any questions, come now.
Yeah, just on that Lao group, no problems with internet in the Bay of Islands, but further south at Whalinga there is no internet. So we will cover, as soon as we know somebody's there, we will cover weather for the Lao group and in between mainland Fiji. Okay, I'll just check if Blue Oceans has joined us. Blue Oceans, Gulf Harbour. No, nothing heard. Just an update on a few more boats have left New Zealand. Cockatoo on their way again. They old hands at this. An Irish boat further to the northwest. I'm not even going to embarrass myself with trying to pronounce their name. Rapture East, US, and Nomad from the US. And then up by that really dead bit of water, we have Great Escape and Quetzal, a German boat, Mayo, New Zealand, Vivace, New Zealand, and who else have we got up here? Both boats running together. We've talked to Moana Roa, and Carla is right beside them. And we've got then further up Laris, and then we go, trying to work my hand here, hang on. Doesn't like me talking at the same time. Seahorse from the US, Obelix, that's up now at 26 south, and then we get into some wind. Masquinardus Solo Sail, the Belgian boat. And we have, who have we got here? It's just in time, except it's got a different name now, so I don't know what the boat name is. I forgot what they told me. Stella New Zealand, they've done this before. Trickster and Wild Orchid and Tikuaka. So, yep, sort of spread out. No one's close to anyone. So you'll have a pretty good night. and the further north you get, the more wind you're going to get. So that's something to look forward to. It is pretty tranquil out there, but I tell you what, using diesel is a lot better than having a horrible strong gale to contend with. Okay, there is nothing much more from me. Is there any questions? Anybody wanting to join us, please call now. Well, wild, awkward. What's your excuse for lateness tonight, Bruce? Are you catching another wahoo? Over.
Yeah. So I keep my copy on you. I'm just going to quickly give my position. We're at 0 south, 177. We're wind coming from 110 at 20 knots, and current speed is 80 over.
Okay, how are the sea conditions? What's the swell?
I'm sorry, I couldn't copy over.
Yeah, what is the swell? The swell, over.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's over.
Well, it's a bit strange because I've got quite a lot of power going out here. Must be pretty noisy at your end. So I was wondering about the sea state. The sea state, over.
Roger that. So the sea state is 2.5 meters. So you get period is shortening up.
Okay, for those others coming behind, the swell is getting quite short and 2.5 meters. So with that wind, which is east-southeast, 110, 20 knots, 80% cloud cover there. I'm just going to pass the microphone, despite the fact that it is a bit hard for you to hear. I'll just see what
That's
David.
right.
Yep,
Right.
David wants it. I'm passing it over.
Yeah, Bruce, is your ETA still about Thursday? Over?
Yeah, I've got to get copy on the David. So our ETA is Thursday morning early. Over.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good then. Wind should, as you've probably seen, easterly quadrant, probably 10 to 20, quite a bit of a range here. That's going to be a little bit gusty and whatnot. I'm trying to see what the possibility of any rain is going to be, and there is a pretty good chance. This depression that I talked about is putting out a trough, as I mentioned earlier, over toward Fiji, other areas as well, but all you care about, I'm sure, is Fiji. And it looks like it's going to cover most of the country. Not Kendabu looks okay. The mid-Koro Sea looks all right, but it looks like up around Savu Savu, you may get some precipitation. It could be squally, and those winds that I gave you might be a little bit stronger than that, but we'll have to see. We'll know more tomorrow. Over.
Yeah, thanks, David. So I think Harbour is our destination. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but over.
Dinner hour.
Yeah.
Yep, got that dinner hour. So we'll make sure that you're looking at you're getting closer to the weather. All right. Stay safe, you guys, and don't push it. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, Bruce. Over.
Yeah, I've got the time off, flat off here, so we can go ahead and do it.
Okay, safe sailing, you guys, up there in the wind, and we will talk again tomorrow. Okay, is there anybody else for Gulf Harbour? Nothing heard, so we'll sign off, leave you with the frequency if anyone wants to make contact with each other. It's actually quite dark here now. Boy, it's quite funny, really. It's it's meant to be winter, I guess, but it's with the temperature being in the 20s day and night, it just doesn't feel encouraging to get your winter clothes on. Okay, cheers everybody. We'll be back again tomorrow night. If you do want to make contact, ghradio@extra.co.nz. Cheers all.